What's going on, y'all? So listen. What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review. Listen. This is the haves and the have not. Well, congratulations is in order to Tyler Perry because Forbes done put it out there that he a billionaire. Like, that's major for a black man. I'm loving the fact that we getting these. Somebody probably gonna say something about capitalism, but fuck that. Tyler Perry be helping out the black folks. He recycle his actors. He give other new black actors and actresses, a chance. So, and he's been doing a lot. So it's much deserved for him. So congratulations to that man. Anyway, moving on. We are here for the haves and the have nots. I am on such a after last night's verses or whatever, like the energy, it was a fun time. Like I'm still in a good mood from that alone. You know what I'm saying? Today was a good day. We was playing Brandy and Monica all up in the office, while we was at work or whatever. Ain't had shit to do, so that's all we was doing anyway. We was talking and conversing and going back about our childhood and how we like both and how we did this and I catered to this and this one catered to that. It was a nice time. Oh my God. But anyway, let's get into it because I want to bring that energy into this review. So, has and have nots. This is season 7, episode 13, Fine Together. So it picks up where it left off last week, okay? Last week episode, Vinny done shot the cop. Okay? Vinny done shot the cop in the head. How is he still alive? How is the cop still alive? We see, Sandy little punk self. You big and bad. You can be stalking women, be obsessed with women, be probably abusive to women or whatever. But then when you see somebody actually get shot straight up, especially a cop or whatever, you feeling like he literally said, "What score or what you gonna do?" Oh, excuse me. What you gonna do? What is happening? I don't get this or whatever. And then he gonna say he don't feel so good. Can he go step outside or something? I said, wait a minute. This your first body or something? You mobbed up and this your first body or whatever? That's what you acting like. That tough guy exterior went away. I was like, little Sandy turned into a little boy. Sandy turned into Sandra. Okay? And I was just like, I was really confused by that. Meanwhile, Vinny talking about something, he got it all under control. I said, how do you have this under control, boo-boo? What are you going to say? The other cop come out there, they trying to figure out what's going on, and he was like, listen, my name is Vinny, I'm up here for Mama Rose or whatever. He just I don't know what happened. He just went on ahead and shot himself in the head and all this stuff. Get my mother out here. Get my mother out here. I said, wait a minute. First of all, Vinny, if they let him pass with this, it don't make sense, okay? They gonna let him pass. You know what I'm saying? I said, but if he was black, y'all already know. Okay, but at this point, they trying to hurry up and we got to get the ambulance up in here. His pulse is fading. His pulse is fading fast and all this stuff. I said, how is that man still alive? He got shot right here. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes freaking nature, it happens. Some people get shot in the head or whatever and this stuff happens and all this shit. Meanwhile, back up in the prison cell, you got Mama Rose talking to Catherine. Them two still trading bars for bars. It's like Monica and Brandy going on up in there, okay? Because, at this point in time, Catherine ain't backing down and Mama Rose ain't backing down. And I'm loving it. I'm so loving the fact that they do not have Catherine on here, acting like a little bitch, acting like a little coward, cowering down to Mama Rose, whatever. She's standing her own. She's standing, firm and tall or whatever. Like, listen, okay, it is what it is. You used to work with my daddy. He was like, I used to work, I used to know your daddy. And she was like, oh, really? Yeah, he had some dealings with the family. He was in some debt with the family, whatever. He knew my mama. Okay, he worked with my mom and all that stuff. She was like, okay, well, I ain't know that, but that's good for you. You know what I'm saying? So, what you want to do? What you want to do? You better not touch my son. Listen, your son, he tried to stab my Vinny. Okay, I said he shot him, but all right. He stabbed my Vinny, and you really think that your debt is paid? Listen, we paid you $75,000 for that. You really $75,000? First of all, Mama Rose didn't know nothing about that. Okay, but then she said, $75,000. First of all, I didn't know nothing about that. Second of all, that's not enough. My son's life is worth way more than that. Okay. Now you need to pay back. Okay. You know what? You got 24 hours to pay me $1,000,000. She said, bitch, you ain't finna get that. You ain't finna get that. Mama Rose had a problem with the fact that you know, Catherine grew up in this little privileged lifestyle or whatever. And she was like, bitch, that's how much your son worth to you, right? Okay, you got 24 hours. She said, listen, girlfriend, I seen what you did with the Jennifer Salas and shit or whatever, but you not finna punk me and you not about to get this money, okay? She said, listen, you must forget who you talking to. I'm Mama Rose. She said, I'm Catherine Hartgrove Crier, okay? I am my father's daughter. I said, oh, snaps. This white on white crime finna happen right here. I'm just sitting here loving it. I'm like, go ahead, Catherine. You know, I'm cheering for both. Like, your turn, Mama Rose. What you gonna say? You gonna let her eat you up like that? Girl, Mama Rose ain't playing, okay? And Catherine ain't either. I said, ooh, I want to see how this gonna end. Girl, we saw in the preview how, you know, Wyatt had brought his dumb ass up in that, bar that, I said, why would you go to the same bar where you actually did the crime at? Why? And then speaking of Wyatt, he in the bed, you know, bothering the nurses or whatever. They so fed up with him that he been beeping them that every time a nurse come in there, they got a look on their face like, here we go again. He talking about can he get some meds because he in pain. She was like, listen, we just gave you some, okay? Mama was over, you know, and this was another nurse, you know what I'm saying? And so he was like, I got to go to the bathroom. She said, there go a cup right there, okay? There go the little thing where you supposed to, you know, pee in and all that stuff. Little jar. He said, I can't reach it. Can you give it to me? So she rolled her eyes so hard. She reached over there, got that little jar. He reached in her pocket, got a pen. Get the jar. She leaves out. He takes the pen, the ink out the pen, the holder, okay? And he used the little metal part to pick the goddamn lock on the you know, the handcuffs. I said, Wyatt, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I can't stand. You got these privileged people that grow up and not having to have a care in the world, and you make yourself have trouble. For what? For what? Why? I don't get it. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody ain't perfect and everybody's childhood ain't perfect regardless of what stage you grew up in. But you ain't have to put your life in this predicament. You know what I'm saying? It don't have to be this chaotic. Goddamn, stop it. You know? I see people in the hood that live better than that life be flourishing and everything. Girl, why? What is your problem? Of course, he leaves out. He goes to the house. I said, we're not going to sit here and think that he really ran all the way to the house because he ran. We see him running like Forrest Gump. He run up in that mug. First of all, he trying to open up the door. I said, why would the door be unlocked? I said, wait a minute. Nope, let me take that back. For once, the door is locked when they need the door to be unlocked. Because y'all know the doors on these shows always be unlocked. People just come in. People don't knock. People don't ring the doorbell or whatever. So he trying to get in through the window. He can't get in through the windows because all the windows closed. So he just push the door open. Well, he kicks it open and it pops open and an alarm comes on. He trying to fiddle with that. He don't know the code. The cops call, you know, they was like, well, the alarm company called and was like, you know, what's going on? He was like, I think my wife changed the code on me or whatever. My name is Jim Crier. Okay, they was like, do you know the password or whatever? He giving all these passwords. He giving Amanda's name. He giving another name. He giving all this name. And they was like, nope, we sending the cops over. And so this took it upon Wyatt. Wyatt said, let me get up out of here. Not let me get up out of here. Wyatt said, I'm going to do what I got to do. Because the cops ain't going to be here in enough time. I can get everything that I need to get out of here. Because from the time that they said they was going to call the cops, Wyatt had enough time to run upstairs, open up a drawer, close that drawer, open up another drawer, get a pair of pants out, get a shirt out. Not take the shirt and pants with him and to pick up a pair of shoes and roll out. No, he had enough time to put the pants on, put the shoes on. Put the pants on, put the shirt on, open up the second drawer to get a pair of socks. Okay, that's what blew me right then and there. I said, see, now I know this fantasy. I know if you went and got a pair of socks, nigga, throw them socks in your pocket or take them into the car. Okay, first of all, we would have grabbed whatever we saw and we would have went on ahead and had a bag or just held that shit, whatever we can hold, and go ahead and take it onto the car and we going to go up out of that bitch, okay? That's what we would have did. You know what I'm saying? We don't play around with the cops like that. He took a chance. And not only did he take a chance with the socks, Buddy went and put the shoes on, right? He put the sneakers on and took the time to tie their motherfucking laces. I said, what? like, Wyatt, get up out of there. The cops coming. Girl, I said, this a white neighborhood. You think they'll be there like in 2 minutes? Okay. Wyatt had enough time to get a whole wardrobe, socks included with tied laces, and to go into his mama room and get all her jewelry and get the keys and probably get a checkbook or whatever that he got and get into the car and drive off before the cops came in there. Now, they only got one driveway, so the cops had to come into the driveway that White was coming. So the cops wasn't nowhere nearby. I said, what type of police service is this? Girl, somebody could have been really choking us, dying or something, and the cops ain't showed up yet. Okay? But then when the cops finally do show up, they telling Hannah, because she get a phone call and they telling her, somebody broke into the house or whatever. She was like, well, Jim, he's at the hospital. You can contact him or whatever. And so at this point, they was like, okay, cool. They telling Jim, with his attitude no self, okay, he done messed around because they done woke him up out his sleep. I said, you was actually sleeping good up in this hospital. I don't understand it. I've been in the hospital before, and baby, I did not sleep that night, okay? I couldn't get comfortable for nothing, okay? Mattress thin as ever. I said, what is this? What is this? But, they was like, somebody broke into the house. You want to know who it is? Oh, we got a suspect or whatever. He was like, he automatically thought it was RK. I said, oh, I ain't heard RK in a minute. But it wasn't RK. We know it was Wyatt. And even the cop said, well, it was a white guy. Because he described RK and he said, no, it's a white guy. And, Jim was like, I got, cameras on my phone or whatever so I can look and see what's going on. Girl, he pulled that stuff up and he said, ain't this about a bitch? He already knew it was over right then and there. He was like, oh, Jesus. He said, let me ask you something. First of all, I know exactly who it was that did it. No, I'm not going to press charge. And let me ask you something off the record. Is my son still in the, he under, arrested and all that stuff? He's still in jail, right? He in custody, right? And he was like, who is your son? My son is Wyatt Cryer. And he was looking like, well, that's what they say. And he was like, okay, well, cool. We'll deal with this later. I said, ain't this a mess? Ain't this a mess? Moving on from that, of course, he gets on the phone and he got to call David. David dealing with his own stuff, you know what I'm saying, at this point. And David really like, I don't got time for this. We get this little interaction, I should have said, with Madison and Justin. Madison trying to get into his apartment, and who is already standing outside the door? Justin. I said, so you take one infatuation that you had with Jeffrey and you putting it on Madison. That is some psycho behavior if I ever did see it. Okay? You just transfer energy from one to the other and you still got some of that energy for Jeffrey. And I'm just sitting here like, you really need help, and I really don't think it's anything that can really help you, because at this point, I think Justin is just so far gone, okay? He trying to get Madison to talk to him. Listen, I just need somebody to talk to. Like, I ain't never had nobody break it down to me the way that you broke it down to me, and I realized that I really do need help. He was like, well, go talk to a therapist. I can't talk to a therapist because they ain't going to give it to me like you going to give it to me. I just need you to hear me, what I'm saying. My brother came over claiming that he going to beat my ass, and the fact of the matter is, you right. I am ashamed of the fact that I'm gay. I'm a gay man. And he was like, that's good that you realize what your issue is, but now you need to go talk to somebody that ain't me. I said, Madison, you did a lot. You did a lot, because the cops would have been called. Okay, the cops would have been called. Ashley would have went downstairs to the front door, because I'm not about to open up my door and so that you can force your way in. But eventually he went on ahead and got into the house, and Justin didn't do anything because his phone rang and he was like, is that Jeffrey? Is that Jeffrey? I said, why do you care? I thought you was infatuated with Madison. What's going on, Justin? You need help, okay? Right now. And he said, listen, if it's Jeffrey, it's okay. It's okay. I won't be mad. Madison said, bitch, I don't care. Madison went up in that apartment and called Jeffrey back. Jeffrey was like, I was just calling to make sure that you got home, right? And he was like, yeah, I got home. But bitch, let me tell you what happened. Why was Justin standing outside my door? For real, you safe? You okay? And he was acting concerned and about him or whatever. And so at one point, Jeffrey was like, freak that, I'm finna come over there and help you out. Just make sure everything cool with you. And so that's what wound up happening. Jeffrey coming downstairs and you got David sitting on the couch. He just thinking. And at this point, he was like, son, where you going? It was like, at this time of night, I'm going over there to see Madison, but you just left? Oh, okay, well, go ahead and do what you got to do. And he was like, what that O was about? He was like, don't even worry about it, son. Are you using the condoms that you're supposed to be using? He was like, yes, Dad, I'm using the condoms. It was like, what's wrong? Are you really in your feelings about me and Madison or whatever? No, I'm just trying to understand why this bitch is outside still doing the shit that she doing. And it was like, what are you talking about? So this girl came over that was a friend of Erica, okay? And she was telling me, she sent me this video that Erica sent me about, how she was in love with me and how, she playing saying that she was sorry for her part and this whole scheme or whatever, and that she did fall in love with me. But I'm just trying to figure out, how much did the bitch really tell her, okay? That's what I want to know. All right, so at this point, Jeffrey like, listen, Diddy, leave it alone. Just leave it alone. He was like, all right, I'm leaving it alone. Okay. Jeffrey leaves out. But do David leave it alone? No. David goes outside and tell Mr. Security Guard, I thought I told you to get her off the premises. Well, technically speaking, she's not on the premises. She was on the sidewalk, okay, at this point. And it was like, you know what? Tell the bitch to come on in here. Okay, come on, Alyssa, bring your ass. Since you want to talk so much, just bring your ass. Alyssa comes up in there. He was like, after did some background check on her, found out, she actually did go to school at one point, college, and, to help pay for that, she was a stripper and all this stuff and woo, woo, woo. Checked her down. David is very cautious because people have been playing games with David. Main one, Veronica, and he thinks that this is another setup and that she has something to do with it. So he keep on asking Alyssa, who the hell are you? What are you working for? What do you want? And what do you know? Okay? Alyssa is like, listen, bitch, let me tell you something. I don't know who you talking about, but all I know is Erica used to talk so much about you, and that's all we want. We want a good man like you. There ain't nothing that I wouldn't do for you, okay? Slurp you, dip you, burp you, all that. I do whatever it is that you want me to do. You know what I'm saying? And then some. You can have all of this. He said, listen, you can put your clothes back on because that ain't what I'm here for. Okay? I said, Alyssa, you being a little too much. Okay? That ain't cute. Let me tell y'all something. You try to get with me. You try to flirt with me. Flirting is cute or whatever, but don't go overboard. Don't be acting thirsty or whatever. Don't do what Alyssa is doing. Okay? Don't show me your goods right away or whatever. We got to ease up into that. Let me get that anticipation going, like, damn, I can't wait to see that, and all that stuff a little further down the line after we done talk for a minute. You know what I'm saying? And when I say a minute, at least a few conversations or whatever. Damn, leave something to the goddamn imagination. Some of y'all really do be fucking on the first night. I don't blame y'all, because sometimes it just be in the heat of the moment. But bitch, I ain't that type of girl. Well, I never been that type of girl, but I ain't never gonna say that I'm not gonna be that type of girl. But I'm just saying. But Alyssa was doing a little bit much. She was doing a lot. Okay. At this point, David said, bring your ass, come on, get in the car. So, you got Candace sitting outside in the car with what's his name? Mitch, trying to see where Hannah at. Hannah ain't home yet. And she over there saying, listen, we gotta get Hannah, because Hannah gonna be pissed off. You gonna have to leave or whatever. And what I need you to do, I need you to go watch out for Benny, because Benny is about to go over there trying to find Derek, okay? Apparently he the man that raped my mama, and he my dad. Okay, he was dating mama. Mama didn't know at the time, you know what I'm saying? And then she found out and she was like, fuck that nigga, okay? And so, that's what she want Mitch to do. And in the process of doing this, she finds out that her flight been bumped. Okay, she didn't get knocked out the flight, and she trying to figure out why. Hannah didn't pulled up. She trying to talk to Hannah. Hannah don't want nothing to do with her. Oh, Miss Thug Princess, huh? Miss Gangster Princess. I said, bitch, if she would have called her Gangster Boo, I would have passed out. I said, what? Hannah is over her kids at this point because they liars. Okay, they getting her into some mess. She was like, you done stole that man money. They gonna be coming after you. Well, that's why I was trying to get the Malones. The Malones was taking care of that. Oh, you think that man gonna let you get away with that? Oh, the Malones is gonna take care of it. Girl, get up out of here. She was like, okay, mama. Hannah, can I come up in the house and get my stuff? She said, bitch, you ain't coming up in this house. Whatever it is that you got up in this house, it's gonna go to the people that you, the owners of this house. I said, Hannah, get a girl her stuff. At least throw it out the window if you don't want her to come in. You know what I'm saying? She said, you know I can get in the house, right? And at that point, that's when Hannah get the phone call saying that somebody done broke into the Christ house. And so she was on her way down there to, see what's going on. And so at this point, Benny then went down there to Veronica's. Girl, I said, Benny, what are you doing? Okay. Benny really thought that he was gonna get over there and get that information out of Veronica without giving up what she wanted. Okay, I said, Benny, you are really dumb. Veronica said, you know what? You're really dumb. Okay, but you did have a big stick. I said, he was like, she was like, you're the best that I ever had. Now, if I give you this information about Derek David, your mama the one that dated him, right? So why you can't get it up? You know how y'all hood rats do, okay? Or what he do? He beat her, he abused her, he did this or whatever. Y'all know how you hood rats do, because your mama is. He said, say what? Say what? I want you to say it. It was like, what you gonna do? You gonna hit me? I said, Veronica, you be provoking people, like you want people to do stuff. But girl, I was like, all right. Veronica quit it. And she was like, what you gonna do to my body if I give you this information about where this man live at? And so at this point, Benny was like, nah, I ain't finna do that. I ain't even finna do that, cuz. That ain't how we finna do that, okay? Veronica ain't come over here for that. Just give me the man address. You know what? It ain't even worth it. And she was like, come on. I said, Veronica, you talk so much about what hood niggas do and how hood rat bitches are or whatever, and you ain't nothing but a hood rat and a hoe yourself. You thirsting and begging for penis. You are begging for penis, and young penis at that too. And dumb young girl, I heard that the dumb one's good. Okay, the dumb dick be good dick. You know what I'm saying? I ain't never tried it out. Don't want to try it out. You guys let me know how that feel, okay? Somebody said they gotta have at least one talent, okay? They can't be smart, and if they can't be smart, at least they can have some good dick. I don't know what that is. You know what I'm saying? Have y'all experienced that? Let me know. Put it in the comments. Let's discuss, okay? I know for sure it's true for some lesbians, okay? It's true for some girls too. We ain't finna do that. We ain't even finna do that, okay? But it goes both ways. It goes both ways, both sexes. Some of the dumb ones had the good stuff, okay? But anyway, wow. Anyway, moving on from that. So at this point, Veronica seducing Benny. Benny about to give in. He about to kiss her, whatever. David come walking in with Alyssa. Okay. And he grabs Veronica's hand on the back of Benny like that. And she was like, what you doing up in here? Also, what you up here with her for? Okay. You up in here? And she said, what are you doing here? And he's like, I'm talking about this bitch. What is she doing here? She said, first of all, I don't know who the hell that bitch is. Okay, so why you bringing some hoe up in my goddamn house? And at this point, we realized that Veronica really don't know who Alyssa is. And at first, I thought Veronica did know who Alyssa was, but she did not. And she wanted that bitch about her house. Okay. David really called her out and left the bitch at the house. Okay. I said, well, damn. Veronica didn't give her no money. She had the nerve to ask Veronica after this girl then berated you, called you all types of hoes and stuff. I mean, granted, she probably knew that she was a hoe anyway, so she used to it. You gonna ask that lady for $20 to get a ride home because David done had your purse and all that stuff in the car? Girl, first of all, you shouldn't have got out the car without your belongings. That's dumb. You stupid right then and there, okay? And so, Veronica said, what the hell I look like? Girl, please. Benny said, you know what? I ain't even finna do this with you, Veronica. I should have never came over here, and I'm gone. Alyssa said, bitch, Benny, can I get a ride from you? He was like, no, I can't even do that. But he wound up giving her a ride because she came out there and she was like, listen, you trying to find somebody? I got people that can find people for you or whatever. Just give me a ride. I'll just take you down there, okay? And he was like, what the dude name is? Derek David. Okay, well, my friend Raj, I don't know him, but my friend Raj does. She worked down at the Eternal Club or whatever. He was like, all right, cool. Drove her down there. We meet Raj. Raj is also a felon. And, she know a little bit of information or whatever, where he used to live, give him the street. But he got to find out what block or whatever, or I should say what unit he live in. And, Alyssa was still trying, owing her a favor for doing that. Alyssa was still trying to get with Benny. At this point, she'd have moved her fascination with David onto Benny, talking about some, if you need anything, and I mean anything, just hit me up, just hit me up. He was like, nah, sweetie, you just a little bit too thirsty. I mean, you could probably get a little bit further if you weren't so thirsty as the way that you is. The way that he shut her down, I was proud of Benny. I was proud of Benny. I said, that's how you do it. Tell the bitch the truth. You thirsty as shit. Okay? Some of you dumb niggas probably would have still fucked, but you thirsty as shit. And he said, I ain't paying for that. That's probably what he was thinking. I ain't paying for it. Okay? What you think this is? Meanwhile, Hannah get called to the estate, right? She finally gets up there to the crier's house. The cops is out there, and they was like, there was a break-in, as you already know, and we have a suspect. Can you come in with us and see if you recognize who this person is? Okay, now I'm thinking that they're about to show a picture of Wyatt or whatever on the camera still or whatever. That's why they was going inside. They had the video queued up, and I was like, first of all, that's a little bit weird that you got access to the camera footage and all that stuff and you looking at it at their home. But no, we go up into the house. Who is it? Bitch, is Derek. Because we forgot that Derek actually did work for the Criers, okay? Like, he was the plumber and doing all that stuff on her properties and stuff like that. But what is he doing there then? Jim's in the hospital. Catherine is in jail. What is your reason for being there? And at this point, Hannah is frozen still. Okay? She didn't want to see that man. She didn't want to see that man because she probably having flashback to when he raped her. Okay? And that's how the episode ended, y'all. It was a nice episode. I liked it. You know what I'm saying? Well, maybe I just got a lot of energy for tonight. I don't know. Anyway, I enjoyed myself, you guys. I hope you guys have a good night. And I will see you later. Peace.